Beyond the Gates week of March 30, 2026, Monday to Friday episode. What is UP? Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Your absolute go-to source for all things Beyond the Gates. And oh my goodness, this week is going to destroy us in the best possible way. We have got scheming, we've got secrets, we've got blackmail. And we have a legendary guest star closing out the week. Monday, March 30, episode 258, The Poison Pen. Okay. So let's open this week with Hayley doing what Hayley does best, stirring up the pot and then acting like she has no idea how it got hot. The big storyline kicking off Monday is Hayley trying to poison Bill against Tomas. And I want to sit with that for a second because the psychology here is fascinating. Think about what this tells us about Hayley as a character. She is not going to confront Tomas head on. She's not going to stand in front of Bill and have an honest conversation. No. Hayley's entire operating model is about working through proxies, planting seeds, letting suspicion do the heavy lifting for her. She is a masterclass in emotional manipulation, dressed up as concern. And here's my hot take that some of you are going to disagree with. I actually think Hayley genuinely believes she's protecting Bill. That's what makes her so compelling and so dangerous at the same time. She's not twirling a mustache. In her own distorted worldview, she is the good guy trying to save her person from a threat that may or may not even be real. The question the show keeps dangling in front of us is Tomas actually a problem, or is Hayley manufacturing one? Because if it turns out Tomas is completely clean, then everything Hayley is doing this week turns into tragedy. She'll have torched a relationship to fight a ghost. Meanwhile, Ashley steps up to comfort a distraught Naomi. And I love this pairing so much. Ashley has this quiet warmth that the show doesn't always get to explore. And whenever we get those one-on-one emotional scenes, they tend to be some of the most grounded moments in the whole episode. Naomi is clearly in a bad place right now. And the fact that Ashley is the one rushing to her side rather than the other Dupree's says something interesting about the support structures in this world. Pay attention to what Naomi says in this moment, because I have a feeling the information she drops while vulnerable is going to matter enormously by Friday. Then we've got Kat confronting Lynette, which honestly has been a long time coming. These two have been circling each other for weeks now. And watching Kat finally step up and get in Lynette's face is deeply satisfying. But knowing how Beyond the Gates operates, I fully expect this confrontation to backfire. Kat tends to lead with her heart rather than her strategy. And Lynette is nothing if not strategic. I'm already nervous about Thursday's episode for reasons I'll get into in a moment. And then Jacob and Smitty get a shocking new lead in the case. Okay, my theory, and I've been sitting on this for weeks, I think this lead is going to point somewhere inside the Dupree family circle. The show has been very carefully keeping the case investigation at arm's length from the main family drama. But you don't get a shocking lead without it shaking something loose. A shocking lead that has no emotional stakes isn't shocking at all. It only truly stuns if it connects to someone we care about. Tuesday, March 31, episode 259, Uncharted Territory Tuesday, might be the episode I'm most excited to dissect. Because we've got the phrase, something they've never done before, attached to Andre and Dani, and that phrase is, doing a lot of work. Let's be real. The writers know exactly how much intrigue those 6 words carry. For a couple like Andre and Dani, who have one of the more complex push-pull dynamics in the entire show, something they've never done before could mean anything from a grand romantic gesture to a deeply uncomfortable moral compromise. I personally think they make a major joint decision about their future, maybe moving, maybe a financial commitment, maybe something involving family, whatever it is. The fact that it's unprecedented for them means it will shift the power dynamic between them in ways we haven't seen yet. Bill seeking out Joey for help is another thread I'm obsessed with. Because Bill going to Joey, not to one of his own people, not to someone in his inner circle, but specifically to Joey, tells us that whatever Bill needs, he needs it done at a distance from his own world. Joey operates with a certain kind of independence and resourcefulness that Bill can't get from the people closest to him. My read, this ties back to the Tomas situation. Bill is either verifying something Hayley said, or, and this is the theory that excites me more, he's trying to protect Tomas from something Hayley set in motion. Bill may have already seen through Hayley's manipulation, and he's doing damage control. Ted blurting something stunning to Shanice, absolute chaos. I love Ted, but Ted does not have an internal filter. And whatever he says in that moment is going to have ripple effects we won't fully understand until Friday. Blurts is such a specific word choice from the writers. It's not reveals or admits, it's blurts, which means this is uncontrolled, maybe even accidental. Ted may not have intended to say what he says, which makes it even more potentially devastating. And Chelsea inadvertently upsetting Kat while Tomas keeps a secret. Chelsea is becoming one of those fascinating peripheral characters who causes chaos without meaning to. She walks into rooms already on fire and somehow adds fuel while trying to help. Poor Kat is getting it from every direction this week, Lynette on Monday, Chelsea on Tuesday, and I'm starting to feel genuinely worried about where her storyline lands Wednesday. April 1, episode 260, Confessions and Confrontations Wednesday is Emotional Confession Central. And I am here for every second of it. Eva going to the casino to get something off her chest is intriguing because the casino setting is very deliberate. The show has used the casino as neutral territory before. It's a place where people go when they can't have certain conversations in their normal environments. Eva choosing that specific location suggests whoever she's talking to is connected to that world. And the conversation is one she can't have anywhere near the Dupree family orbit. My theory is that Eva is confronting something from her own past rather than someone else's. And that what she admits in that casino scene will reframe her choices over the last few weeks. Carlton and Joey clashing while out with Nicole and Vanessa is comedy gold wrapped in genuine tension. And honestly, one of the storylines I find myself most entertained by, Carlton means well. Carlton always means well. But Carlton's idea of helping consistently makes everything worse. Joey, on the other hand, has found a certain groove with Vanessa that Carlton clearly doesn't understand or approve of. The double date energy here is going to be delicious. Two people trying to be cool in front of their partners while taking subtle shots at each other. This Wednesday scene is also clearly set up for Thursday's Carlton steps in it with Nicole moment. So watch for whatever Carlton says or does in this clash because it's going to come back immediately. Naomi holding Hayley's past lie over her head is the power shift of the week that I think people are going to underestimate. Up until now, Hayley has been the one with leverage. She's been the one pushing and maneuvering. But Naomi having something real on her, that changes the entire architecture of their relationship. Hayley operating while being blackmailed, because that's essentially what this is a very different Hayley than the one we've been watching. How does she respond to losing control of the narrative? Does she double down? Does she get desperate? I think desperation is the word for Hayley by end of week. Donnell confiding in Kat is the moment I think fans are going to clip and repost everywhere. These two have a chemistry that the show doesn't always exploit enough. And when Donnell opens up to someone, it's never trivial. Whatever he shares with Kat is going to put her in a complicated position. She'll be holding information she didn't ask for in a week where she's already overwhelmed. Thursday, April 2, episode 261, The Walls Close In. Thursday is when the week really starts to break people. Bill updating Dani on his future is a scene that sounds quiet but is absolutely pivotal. Dani has been navigating her own arc, largely independently. And Bill pulling her in for a conversation about his future signals a major recalibration. Is Bill stepping back from something, stepping up? I think there's a real possibility that Bill has made a decision about Tomas and not the decision Hayley wanted him to make. Lynette blackmailing Hayley is the Thursday moment that makes the entire week click into place. Think about the trajectory. Monday, Hayley is the aggressor. Wednesday, Naomi starts squeezing her. Thursday, Lynette drops the hammer. Hayley begins this week as a schemer and ends it as someone being squeezed from multiple directions simultaneously. There's almost a poetic justice to it, but also genuine danger because a cornered Hayley is the most unpredictable version of her. When someone like Hayley has nothing left to lose, they make choices that blow everything up. Tomas having a career decision to make is fascinating in the context of everything happening around him. He doesn't even know the full extent of the storm swirling in his direction. He's trying to make a rational, professional decision while people are maneuvering against him in the background. I hope the show takes its time with this because Tomas deserves to be more than a pawn in Hayley's schemes. Vanessa doubling down on her relationship with Joey after whatever happened with Carlton on Wednesday shows real character. Vanessa is not someone who gets swayed by outside pressure. And the fact that she's committing harder suggests Carlton's interference had the exact opposite of its intended effect. Friday, April 3, episode 262, Easter Sunday with the Duprees. You all know I live for these ensemble episodes. And the Easter brunch at the Dupree family home is exactly the kind of controlled chaos gathering this show does better than almost anything else on daytime television. These are the episodes that remind you why you fell in love with this world in the first place. Jennifer Holliday, singing for a friend. I am absolutely losing my mind over this. Jennifer Holliday, Broadway royalty, an icon in every sense of the word, performing in what sounds like an intimate, personal moment rather than a grand performance. Singing for a friend means someone in this world needs her in a deeply emotional context. I'm predicting this is tied to the emotional climax of the week. And honestly, if it doesn't make me cry, I'm not doing this right. Nicole taking Kiel to the family. Easter brunch is such a huge step. And I want to acknowledge how significant this is. Bringing someone to the Dupree family table is not a casual act. It is a declaration. And given everything that's happened with Carlton this week, showing up with Kiel is almost certainly going to send a message. Ted advising Carlton, I love that this is happening. Ted is the last person who should be giving relationship advice. And yet, he somehow always lands on something real. Whenever Ted tells Carlton on Friday is probably what Carlton needed to hear on Monday. But that's how growth works on this show. Anita putting Anastasia in her place is the moment the fans have been absolutely waiting for. These two have been building toward a reckoning. And a formal Easter setting makes it even more delicious. All that tension wrapped in polite society. Magnificent. And then there's Hayley feeling like an outsider in a sea of Duprees. This moment, to me, is the emotional gut punch of the entire week. After everything Hayley has done, the scheming, the manipulation, the blackmail threats, going both